Good morning, everyone. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com with your morning market outlook for Friday, March 20th, 2026. Well, today is a triple witching Friday, and that happens once every quarter. There was a time where this was probably the most volatile day of the quarter. Those days are long gone. Things have settled down, and people do prepare for this day in advance. They used to wait to the last minute. Now they prepare in advance. So we don't get a lot of additional volatility from a triple witching Friday. Now, stock index futures are currently below fair value, but given the volatility we've seen this week, it's not by much. And we've got the VIX trading higher this morning. Now, in the world of commodities, we've got crude oil pulling back slightly in the U.S. Gold is up in the pre-market this morning, certainly not enough to erase yesterday's damage. Now, on Friday mornings, I like to print off some weekly charts just to see how things look from a longer term point of view. And we do have the VIX pulling back. It closed at 2406 yesterday. We need to get it down below 20 before anybody's going to really notice at this time. Now, the Dow is down a third week in a row, down over 1%, a lot less loss in the S&P 500, down a little over a third of a percent, third week of a sell signal. Sixth week of a sell signal for the NASDAQ, down just ever so slightly so far this week. That has a lot to do with semiconductors, which are up nearly 3% on the week. They're still on a weekly buy signal. Looking at the Russell 2000, down over 0.5%, so third week of a sell signal there. And then looking at the TSX is down over 2% this week. If we close where we are right now, that would give us a sell signal. It certainly doesn't have a lot to do with energy stocks, which are up over 5%. It has a lot more to do with the mining stocks, the gold sector down over 11% so far this week. And that is certainly a weekly sell signal for the gold sector. Gold itself down $456 or a little over 9% on the week. Silver down more than that, down 12.45% on the week. And both of those commodities will end the week on weekly sell signals. Now, crude oil pulled back a little this week after hitting a new high. And we had gasoline continue to close higher, up at 2.43% on the week. Now, moving from the weekly charts to the daily charts, starting off with the VIX. The VIX did trade up through the upper channel line yesterday, but came back down into the channel, closing slightly lower on the day. We're looking for a breakdown below Wednesday's low. That could be the first sign something new is happening here, especially if we get down below 20. Looking at the world of commodities, we don't have any trend changes from Thursday's trading action. Crude oil made a new high yesterday before pulling back. We had the gasoline, almost an inside day yesterday for gasoline, ended the day down a little over 2%. Nothing going on with natural gas on Thursday. New high for Canadian energy stocks, up over 2%, 2.66%. New high for U.S. energy stocks, up 1.59% on Thursday. Looking at copper reversed. It actually closed slightly higher on the day. Copper miners continue to move lower. We had the GLD gap lower yesterday. We had gold stocks gap lower. There's the GDX running into the 200-day moving average yesterday. There is the gold miners on the TSX down 5.85% on the day. Junior gold miners in New York down a little more than that on Thursday. The price of silver gap lower on Thursday. Silver stocks continue to move lower. They gapped lower on Thursday, as did the junior silver miners. Moving on to the major index ETFs, starting off in Toronto, the iShares for the TSX 60 trying to hold the January lows. A similar situation for the Vanguard Canada ETF, trying to hold those January lows. In New York, we've got the Vanguard Total Market ETF heading towards the November lows. You can see we're one price target away from doing that. And at the same time, we're trying to hold the 200-day moving average. You can see we slipped below it yesterday, but did not break away from it. Unlike the Dow, which has broken down below the 200-day moving average, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000 are all stuck to it at the moment. And this would be the time and place where the market would look for a turnaround. We're not seeing any evidence of that on Friday morning. Next up, let's take a look at the most actively traded stocks on Wall Street, starting off with NVIDIA. It's definitely back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. No change for Plug Power. We've got Rivian sitting right on the edge of a new daily buy signal. Any higher close would generate one on Friday. Micron pulling back, still on a buy signal. No change in trend for Intel. Treading water right now, looking for a close above $46.86 on Friday to give us a buy signal. SoFi, no change there. No change for Ondas. Just treading water in the channel. A close below $10.01 would give us a sell signal on Friday. A new low for this move for Tesla on Thursday. Then we had Nokia trading back into the channel, looking for a close below $8 on Friday to generate a sell signal. Cosmos going in the opposite direction, making a new high for this move. And then also going in the opposite direction, B2 Gold gapping lower on Thursday. Let's finish off this morning's presentation, taking a look at the TSX Most Actives from Thursday's trading action. And we've got a bunch of new highs here for Canadian Natural Resources, for Cenovus, for Whitecap, for Suncor, all putting in new highs. We've got Baytech putting in a new high. Unfortunately, Barrick going in the opposite direction, gapping lower on Thursday, running into support at $50 and the 200-day moving average. So it's going to be interesting to see if Barrick can hold that 200-day moving average. B2 Gold's gapping lower as well. No change in trend there. No change in trend for TELUS on Thursday, still on a sell signal. No change in trend for the TD Bank, and the Bank of Nova Scotia making a new low for this move, trading back at levels we haven't seen since late November. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like we may see a little selling at the open on Friday morning. All eyes are going to be on Thursday's lows. Do we take those lows out, or do they act as support? And then a lot of people are also watching those 200-day moving averages to see if those hold as support. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Next time you'll hear my voice, if you're a member, is on Sunday. If you're not a member, I'll be back to speak to you on Monday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theyuptrend.com.